Namaskaram to all Atmas. Today we are going to see God's second commandment, the message of peace from the Jainism philosophy. Today being Tuesday, we are taking the Jainism philosophy. As you all know, the God's second commandment is to tell to the mankind that all religious philosophies show path for human peace and not human destruction. And let us not shed our differences on account of caste, creed, religion, and economic status among the humanity. And let us all live as one single family, as Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the world family, and show our extend our support to our family members to uplift the economic status of all and leader, and let us all bring a peaceful world, create a peaceful world, and bring peace to humanity. So, in that respect, today the Jainism philosophy will touch upon the right knowledge. The most important thing in life is knowledge. So, God has given us the sixth sense of discriminative intelligence. With that discriminative intelligence, we can gain the knowledge. Knowledge of about who am I. All these things we should know. An animal does not know that it has a discriminative intelligence to know about itself. It just uses its intellect to the extent of finding its prey, that's all, and taking care of its kids. But man has got the power to know from where he has come and from where he has to. Knowledge precedes compassion. So, knowledge precedes compassion. Means what? It is before the compassion. When you have the knowledge, you will have universal love. The universal compassion will be there. Then you love the entire humanity. All noble people take this into account. So every person, like great people like Ramana Maharshi or Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, are great people like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, everybody, they followed this path to gain knowledge, to spread it for the peace of humanity. How will an ignorant person distinguish the meritorious deeds from the evil ones? So, how will an ignorant person distinguish the meritorious deeds from the evil one? What does that mean? The ignorant person, he will see the meritorious deeds of the evil man. The evil man does things which destroy the humanity. And the ignorant man sees he is a great person. If you see in the slums, a rowdy who hits and kills people, everybody will be afraid of him and they show great respect. It's not respect, it's because of fear. An aspirant does not know the nature of soul and the non-living substances cannot practice self-restraint. The aspirant means what? The one who aspires to know, gain knowledge about himself, does not know the nature of the soul. So initially, a man who has come from the animal life, he enters into the human form where the sixth sense of discriminated behavior is there. And he starts to gain knowledge. Initially, they do not know the nature of soul and the non-living substances cannot practice self-restraint. The non-living substances are what? Like stones, trees, water, everything. These are non-living. They cannot know about self-restraint. What does it self-restraint mean, sir? That we have to be away from all the evil things. Knowledge is of five kinds. Scriptural knowledge, knowledge derived from the five senses and the mind, clairvoyance, telepathy, and omniscience. Knowledge is of five kinds. What is scriptural knowledge means? What we learn from this Jainism philosophy, all these nine religious philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Vedas, Bible, Quran, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Sufism, Taoism, Confucianism, all these things, they are scriptures. From them, we gain knowledge. Knowledge derived from through the five senses and the mind. So, one of the important knowledge is of life gives us knowledge. Life from birth to death, whatever experiences we face, whatever ups and downs we face in our life, all this gives us a knowledge about life. Where we use our five senses. At one occasion we get anger, then we realize, oh, we did a mistake. So this gives us a knowledge And this knowledge is very important. Another thing is clairvoyance. That is, what is going to happen, you just capture from the your inner power. When you go deep inside yourself, you can able to find the clairvoyance, what is going to happen next. Telepathy. Telepathy means the power of your sixth sense. That is, from here, you can know what is happening on the other part of the world like this. Omniscience. That is, you have got the presence of God inside you, then you see the presence of God everywhere. God is omnipresent, Atma is omnipresent. Perfect meditation is attained through knowledge and by meditation. All karmas are annihilated. So how we get perfect meditation is attained through knowledge. Simply closing your eyes is going taken away by the thoughts. Perfect meditation is only if you have the knowledge. What knowledge? Knowledge about your mind. To study your knowledge. When I close my eyes, I should watch my mind how it is moving, how the thoughts are coming, what these thoughts are making me, how it is disturbing my peace. All these things only by self-knowledge we can gain while doing meditation. And when you gain the real knowledge about meditation, then all karmas are annihilated. Then only you can annihilate all karmas. So when you are doing any act, you should do without any thought. The thoughtlessness stage will be when you have that. At that time when you do any act, you will not add new karmas, whereas you release your past karmas, by which you annihilate all karmas. By annihilating the karmas, a person becomes liberated. So when all the karmas are annihilated, you become liberated. That means the gap between the Atma and Paramatma get vanished, and Atma merges Paramatma and attain liberation. Hence, one should be engaged constantly in the acquisition of knowledge. So for all these things, the base is knowledge. Only when you have knowledge, even if you want to practice spiritual emancipation, knowledge is the base. Self-knowledge, scriptural knowledge, the clairvoyance and the telepathy and omniscience. As is the nature of lotus leaf to remain untouched by water, so does a righteous person remains fully unaffected by passions and sensual pleasures. This is called Sita Pragya. So whatever acts you are doing, the mind should not get disturbed, just like a water and a lotus leaf. The lotus leaf in that water will not get soaked in it. So it remains untouched. Like that, whatever acts you are doing in this samsaric life, your mind should be like a lotus leaf, so that it will not get attached with the water, with this samsaric happenings. So these passions and sensual pleasures, all these things will not disturb you. All just fall away. Just as a threaded needle does not get lost even when it falls in the heap of a rubbish, so a person endowed with the sacred knowledge does not get lost in a worldly sojourn. So if you tie a needle to a tie a thread to a needle, and if you drop even in the heap of rubbish, with that thread you can take the needle out. Similarly, a person endowed with sacred knowledge does not get lost in the world. So if you gain sacred knowledge about yourself, as then you become like a lotus leaf where even though you are traveling in the worldly sojourn, in the midst of all ups and downs, in the midst of all maya attraction, you will not get attached to anything. He who knows the self to be wholly different from the impure body and comprehends to be the knower of all substances is said to be the master of all scriptures. So one who is said to be gained all the knowledge of all the scriptures is one who knows the self to be wholly different from the impure body. That is, you have to realize the truth that you are not this body, you are Atma. And that is the self-knowledge one has to gain, wholly different. And comprehends to be the knower of all substances. So when you realize that you are not this body and you are Atma, then you ask question, why this Atma is in the body? To release karmas. So when that knowledge comes to you, whatever happenings in your life that you are facing, you will come to know these are all path for releasing my karmas. This the you have so many bondages in your family, your son, your daughter, your wife, your mother, father. Why this bondage is? This is the through the bondage you're getting a duty. By doing the duty, you release the karmas. So while doing the duty, well, if you want to release the karmas without adding new karmas, your mind should gain self-knowledge to remain as a lotus leaf. It should not get attached to anything. So it should realize the truth, I am not the body, I am Atma. So when that realization comes, then naturally, why I am in this Atma? Why I am in this body? What is the difference, separating me from Paramatma? So when I know about Atma, then I know about Paramatma. Why? It's the karmic factors. I have to remove it. I have to remove it by fulfilling my duties to the family, micro family and macro family. Okay. From the point of view of scriptural knowledge, spiritual practice, knowledge of scriptures is the supreme knowledge. So, spiritual practice. So, for spiritual practice, knowledge of scriptures is the supreme knowledge, because this knowledge from scriptures is come from the great yogis, the great rishis, who out of their experience, after a lot of penance, what they attained a self-realized experience they are sharing through the scriptures for the benefit of the humanity at large, for them to attain the enlightenment as they have attained. So one who shares his knowledge of enlightenment to others is in the path of reaching the God. That's how our ancient yogis and rishis have shared their knowledge through the scriptures. By gaining that knowledge wholeheartedly, dedication and devotion, you can gain the real experience of the enlightenment. The vitiated mind is like a furious elephant, but can be controlled by the god of right knowledge. The mind is like a furious elephant. When you come across any situation which creates anger in you, you become very furious because of attachment. So, the excitation, attachment, all this happens mainly because our mind is getting attracted by the maya of external forces that create lust, that create greed, that create avarice, that create angeriness. Everything comes in us. According to the teachings of Jaina, knowledge is that which helps to understand the truth, controls the mind, and purifies the soul. So, according to Jainism teachings, what it says is knowledge is that which helps to understand the truth. By knowledge only we can understand the truth about ourselves. By that knowledge we can able to control our mind, and by that knowledge we can purify our souls. We can gain enlightenment. The light of knowledge is true and supreme, for nothing can obstruct its path, and when compared to the sunlight, its reach is comprehensive. The light of knowledge is true and supreme. So knowledge is true and supreme, for nothing can obstruct its path. So this knowledge is an indivisible. It cannot be stopped. It can move anywhere, omniscient, it can pass. No, nothing can obstruct if you have inclination to gain knowledge. And when compared to sunlight, its reach is comprehensive. It can go to any extent throughout the universe. After listening to scriptures, a person knows what are good and evil deeds. And having known both, he should practice that which is conducive to reach the highest goal. So after listening to the scriptures, now the scriptures are being shared through this knowledge. So this lecture of God's second commandment. A person knows what are good and what are evil. So the knowledge gives us to differentiate between good and evil. And having known both good, what is bad, we should practice that which is conducive to that which has the greatest time. So by gaining the spiritual knowledge, to differentiate between good and bad, eliminate all the bad, and follow the good path to reach the path of enlightenment, that is the highest goal. This is what the Jainism philosophy tells about the purpose of gaining knowledge for real enlightenment. Thank you.